This is the first flipped class activity. As a participant of ICT Bombay, I will explain about operating system overview under the category of flipped classroom design activity video 1. And here my team leader is S. Kranti Kumar and the participants are Kranti, Ramakrishna and Vimalingappa. So here we will explain about the following contents: operating system definition, what OS do, OS objectives and functions. First thing, definition of operating system. Operating system is a system program or system software that is act as a interface between user and computer hardware. That means why we need to provide OS. That means the language understood by the machine is binary level language. The language understood by the user is high level language. So we need to converting the high level language into machine level language, and again once the machine is completed its execution, that output must be converted from binary language to high level language. So the main responsibility of OS is converting one form to another form. So here I just mentioned the architecture of some abstract view of operating system. See here, this is a computer hardware, and the next level of computer hardware is operating system, and the next level is system softwares, and next level is operating application programs, and followed by humans. For example, humans try to do anything. Humans first working on application programs. Again, application programs are supported by the operating system. Operating system converting the output of the application program into the low level language support, and it manages the resources and work with the basic hardware, and again give it back to the application software. Again application software give output to the humans. This is the way of execution of the way of transmission of data from high level language to low level language and low level to high level by the OS. Next, objectives. So the main three objectives are convenience, efficiency, ability. What is meant by objective? Objective means when we have to, any person, when we try to develop a particular operating system, what are the minimum basic prerequisites or basic needs? Whatever the operating system designed by us, it must be convenient, it must be efficient, and it must be able to evolve. Convenient means we can execute multiple programs in convenient manner. Means if supposed to be there is no operating system, the main thing is we need to converting our machine level language to high level language to machine level language. But in case of presence of operating system, it automatically converting your high level to low level. That means we cannot put that much of efforts for converting these things. We just know how to use the tool, how to use the application software, that's enough. That means if we take the Windows Media Player, we do not need to how to install it, how to designing Windows Media Player, how to write a program for execution, how to write to stop, how to write a program for continuation, how to cut the player, not all those things. We just know how to play, how to play. We can provide a play button, we can provide a stop button. These things are managed by the operating systems. Basic, that is, that application program must supported by the system software. And efficiency means it is a good resource manager. For example, if you can do more than one task at a time, you can execute more than one program at a time. And ability to evolve means if supposed to we are designing a operating system in this time, in future automatically your application softwares like browsers, Gmail and Chrome, everything is automatically updated. So whatever the new patches are adding to the your application software, those new development kits or new patches and new upgradations also can be supported by your operating system. So when we have to try to design an operating system, we must need to considering these three objectives. One is convenience, efficiency and ability to evolve. And next one, operating system functions. So the operating system functions mainly are resource management and other activities. Here the some parts of resource management resources are memory is one resource, processor is one resource, device is one resource, and file is one resource. And next one is memory management. Memory management means how a particular primary memory can be accommodated to more than one person in a multi-programming environment. That means when we have to try to execute a program, operating system responsibility is bring that particular program from secondary memory to primary memory and allocating a particular locations and providing the base register and limit register. Base register means where is the exact point location for execution, and limit register means how much of amount we can be accommodated into that particular memory allocation. And once the program is completed, the operating system responsibility is to clear that particular memory allocation and allocate that particular memory allocation to the some other process. And next one is processor management. Processor means executing multiple instructions. In multi-programming environment, the operating system responsibility is executing more than one process by the processor by following some CPU scheduling algorithms like first come first serve, shortest job first, round robin, and priority. If you're considering first come first serve, whatever the first process coming into the ready queue, it will take as a priority. In case of shortest job first, the main responsibility is we have to collect all the jobs in the ready queue and calculating the completion time and take more priority to the less completion time of the job. In case of round robin, here main intention is the response time of a processor for each every process must be equal and distributed level in equally distributed. And once the process is completed, we can deallocate the processor and allocating the processor to some new process. And next one is device management. So device management, here we need to discuss an IO controller. The IO controller must responsibilities whatever the devices are connected to your system, whether those things are working properly or not, whether those things are communicating properly or not. If supposed to be, is there any problem, we have to your operating system automatically identify the problems of the device and where the problem occurs. These things are device management of operating system. And next one is file management. File management means supposed to be multiple users creating multiple files, whether we have to provide a priority, whether we have to provide access to other files or not, and types of files like whether it is a ordinary file, regular file, block file, character file, or some directory file. Distinguish the properties also, distinguish the priorities also, and we have to maintain the keep tracks of information when file is created, when file is accessed, and which person is accessed that particular thing, and what type of file systems we have to think, and decides who gets the resources and allocates the resources and deallocate the resources. And final one is other important activities. First one is security. For example, if you're supposed to be, you have to maintain a personal computer system, your OS is able to providing a password mechanism to you, because your personal system contains confidential information or personal information. Those personal information is not accessed by the others. In that way, we can provide password. So if you know the password, then only we can open our system and read the data in our system. And control over system performance means whether all the resources like memory, processor, and device file, whether they are equally coordinated or not. For example, if you are allocating a memory, those memory part is that is the whether we have a good synchronization between the primary memory storage and the clock speed of the processor. We have to consider all these things in this category. And job accounting means we have to mainly keep tracking of time of resources used by the various job users. That means the multiple jobs executed by the multiple processors, and if there is an interleaving fashion, is there any pending jobs, is there any completed jobs, is there any swapping jobs, we have to consider all those things here. And error detecting, for example, your system is connected to your printer, a printer try to do some printouts, maybe a paper is jammed inside the printer. The operating system responsibility is give a notice to the user, your printer is not working properly, please look into your printer. So this type of error detection mechanism can be done by the processor. And finally, coordinate between other softwares and users. For example, the application software is used by user for example, it's supposed to I want to listen to songs by using Windows Media Player, at the same time I want to play a game. That means for playing a game I need a one application software, for listening songs I need a one application software. So your operating system must be able to execute these two parallelly and communicating properly, and there is no discrepancies between these two things. So these are some of the activities of the operating systems. Thank you very much.